This video will cover how to solve an equation using undo tables. We're going to start, pretty much just this video will cover if you have two steps to do in an equation, kind of how to handle it with undo tables. This is a pretty cool way that if you've tried the traditional way of solving, that's what I call it, the traditional way of being taught how to solve an equation isn't super organic in some ways, whereas an undo table, if you get to if you get to a part where you can just analyze what's being done to x, the undo tables can be pretty logical and comforting. So let's just start with a problem and I'll show you what I mean by an undo table. So let's see that we have 6 equals 2y minus 8. 2y minus 8, what we want to do is we want to make a list of what is happening. So we make an undo table, or make a table, and we're starting with y, okay, because that's our variable. And what we're going to do is we're going to just list in order, going downwards, what is happening to the y. So the first thing that's happening to the y is it's being multiplied by 2, so we're going to write dot 2, that's multiplication by 2. After the y gets multiplied by 2, 8 gets subtracted by it, or from it. So we've just made two operations because that's what our equation shows. And now what we're going to do on this side, this is kind of the undo side. So what's the opposite of minusing 8? That's adding 8, so we put that next to it. Going up, what's the opposite of multiplying by 2? We're going to divide by 2, and then we'll have an answer at the top. So if we go back down this column, all of this, after it was done, the answer had to be 6. So we're going to bring this over here. 6 plus 8 will give you 14. And then you have to do your next operation. 14 divided by 2 will give you 7. So you'll have y equals 7. So the undo table feels a little bit more organic because you're not staring at it wondering, do I get rid of the 2 first? Do I get rid of the 8 first? That can be daunting for some people just starting algebra. So if you kind of just work through it with an undo table and just say what's being done to the y, it makes a big difference. Let's look at another one. We're going to do one with a fraction, which usually freaks people out pretty good. But with the undo tables, you're just going to make a list of what's being done and then you're just going to write the opposites. Alright, so here's my table. This is actually what's being done. So it starts with the u. The first thing that's happening to the u is it's being divided by 2. So instead of looking at the fraction and freaking out, just realize that it's just 2 dividing into the number. After u gets divided by 2, whatever you get from that, you're going to add 14. Once you do those operations, we should get an answer of 18. So we're going to bring that over here. Now let's write the opposites. The opposite of adding 14 is subtracting 14. The opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. So let's start at the bottom and work our way up. This only works if you start at the bottom and work your way up. Alright, so 18 minus 14. That answer is going to be 4. And then we take our 4 and we multiply it by 2 and then we get 8. So u will have to equal 8. Last problem we did, we didn't check our answer, but let's check our answer now to make sure it's correct. This is our equation. We just found out that u should be 8, so let's plug it in and see if we get the right answer. So on this side of the equation we have to apply the order of operations, and that says that we need to do the division first. So 8 divided by 2, that will give me 4. And the last step in order of operations is to add. 4 plus 14 gives us 18, and that's exactly what we needed. Alright, let's try another one. 4v plus 10 equals 82. Alright, again, I'm going to create my table. I'm starting with the v, and what is being done to the v first? So the v isn't being added by 10 first, it's being multiplied by the 4. See how they're right next to each other? So we're going to put that first. After the v is multiplied by 4, it's then being added with 10. Once you get through all of that process, you should get an answer of 82. And now let's just fill in our opposites. The opposite of addition is subtraction. The opposite of multiplication is division. And now we just apply what we've written down. 82 minus 10 will give me 72. 72 divided by 4, I don't know this one, so I'm going to do this. That's 1. That's subtraction. 32, 4 goes into 32, 8 times, so I'm going to get that v equals 18. Alright, in undo tables again, they kind of take away the pressure, the guessing, the uncertainty. I will say the thing about undo tables is you cannot use them until you get all the variables to one side. That's my big warning about this sort of thing. If you have something like this, 3x minus 10 equals 2x plus 6, you can't use an undo table because there's x's here and there's x's here. You'd have to get them all to one side first. So just keep that in mind as you're learning, and I'll have some videos that help you deal with that as well. So let's do 2 more. I want to do another one with a fraction. So let's do y over 2 minus 15 equals 2. Alright, our undo table, we're starting with y. It's being divided by 2. Then we're subtracting 15. The answer should equal 2 when we get all that done, so that's the number we'll start with. We have to put in our opposites, and then we just plug through. 2 plus 15 will give us 17, and then 17 times 2 will give us 34. So y will be 34. Let's try one more. So if we have 2x minus 15 equals 23, we start with x. The x is being multiplied by 2. It is being subtracted by 15, and that all should equal 23. So that's the number that we're going to start with as we work our way up. Put in your opposite operations. 23 plus 15. I can probably do it in my head, but I'll be sure. That will give me 38. And then 38 divided by 2, that one I know will give me 19. Alright, and again, you can check your answers on any of these by plugging in the answer that you got. 2 times 19 minus 15. What does that equal? 2 times 19 is 38. And then 38 minus 15, that gives me 3, 23. And that's exactly what I should have got. Excellent, I hope this helped.